Hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has the potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present, and I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
Imagine a world where small acts of kindness create a ripple effect of support. A world where financial struggles never stand in the way of hope. That's the vision behind Community Pay It Forward. After a life changing motorcycle accident, I saw firsthand the devastating impact unexpected financial hardships can have on families. That's why I started Community Pay It Forward, to ensure that no one faces these challenges alone. Community Pay It Forward is more than just a single program. Through community impact and packed podcasting, people all coming together, we amplify the voices of those making a difference. And with Community Dare to Care, we provide essential goods like clothing, food, and school supplies to those who need it most, to the community, from the community, for the betterment of the community. With Community Pay It Forward, we support families, children, veterans, community projects, no matter where they are. We are not just providing assistance, but hope for a brighter future, not just for people in need, but for businesses that are out there struggling, trying to find a way. We have a plan, but we need your help to reach the next level. We're launching a crowdfunding campaign to raise $500,000. This will allow us to market the Community Pay It Forward program more effectively and to acquire a vehicle for delivering essential goods to families in need in our community, and enhance and strengthen our programs to serve even more people. And as a thank you for your generosity, we're offering special incentives for your contribution. As we tell people all the time, your donation, big or small, will help. It'll create lasting impact on our community. Join us in building a future where generosity and compassion lead the way. Visit our website today, communitypayitforward.us, or scan the QR code above and donate today. Together, we can pay it forward, because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. You could be an integral part of what our plans are, okay? And our plans are very simple. We want to help everyone. We don't think this is impossible. We don't think this is a dream. We don't think this is out there. We don't think this is unobtainable. We've talked a lot in the last couple hours about working together, being together, as we've been together all day long. And if we just continue to be together and support each other and work together and find ways to do things, make things happen, we can very easily help everyone. I mean, imagine this very simply put. If you help someone and your neighbor helps someone and their neighbor helps someone all the way down the line every day, You're going to tell me we're not going to be helping everyone? Are we going to help everyone with everything? Probably not. But there are certain things that let's be honest. I mean, yeah, if people can find help for everything, that's great. That's great. Look, if you're ambitious enough to ask for help with everything, that's on you. Our duty as individuals is, well, simply put, we should want to help as many people as we can. That's it. It should be our duty to every day go out there with the aim of, no matter where I'm going to be today, I'm going to do something for someone else. I'm going to hold the door open. I'm going to give the first shopping cart that I find at Walmart that rolls. I'm going to give that to someone else because I know I'm going to have to look for 10 minutes before I can find one that actually moves. How in the hell can they not afford to get new carts? Never mind. It's going off onto a tangent. I'm going to hold the door open for somebody. I'm going to make a wise ass comment and make someone smile. That, or they're just going to look at me like I'm lost my mind, which, let's be honest. You don't know what people are going through. Each and every one of us has been in situations that we think to ourselves, I was in a very, very similar situation to this person. But the truth is, there were also differences. It wasn't the exact same. The situation itself may have been pretty close to identical. Because you know what? Look, and we've said this every year. We've said this from the beginning. Every situation, there's nobody who's coming across and having something happen to them that it's not happened to someone else. Highly unlikely. We've had clumsy people around this crazy rock of ours for a long time. We've had a lot of people do some stupid stuff for a long time. We've had a lot of people getting hurt on this rock for a long time. It's going to be really hard to invent a way to be affected in a positive or negative way that someone else hasn't ever thought of. So let's just focus, plain and simple, on making a difference and helping people when and where we can. As I mentioned in the last segment, we're running out of time. We are running out of time. And we need your help. We need your comments. And if you use this QR code in the corner to share a comment, somebody, just by sharing your thoughts, can walk away with the $1,200 healing yoga therapy. 1-year membership. Y'all heard Anissa talking about it? And it's very simple, folks. No purchase necessary, okay? Look, we'd love it if you would donate, but we're not asking, I'm not going to sit here and beg for a donation. Thomas McNichols, this morning sent this. And it simply says, "Thank you for your service." He walked away with a 1-year subscription to a For My card for thank you for your service. That's all it is. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for a lot. I just want to see you participate and you help us make this difference. Love to get your opinion on this. This is a 22-hour program. We are just about 20 and a half hours in. This was my talking points for today. This just got pulled out for the first time today. You know why? Because we have listened to some of the greatest stories. We have listened to some powerful stories. We have listened to some wonderful, wonderful people. We had a lot of fun talking to a lot of these wonderful people. I broke down twice because, I'm not even going to joke about it. Once was when I held my uncle's statue for the first time. I had not held it. The other time when I was listening to Thomas speak, that was just so powerful. It was beyond my expectations. It was beyond painful. And here's possibly the scariest thing about it is it's happening every day. We cannot let this continue. There are multiple forms of therapies that are being tried. I would like you to kind of just kick back and listen to some of the things that I've found. We talked to J.R. Smith today. J.R. Smith and his father and their tech guy came on way back in the 8th hour. God, that seems like a long damn time ago. Talked about horses and horsepower. Ha ha ha. NASCAR kind of thing. Animal therapy provides emotional, psychology, and psychological benefits, particularly for those individuals experiencing PTSD, anxiety, depression, and other mental health disorders. The bond between humans and animals fosters trust, safety, and emotional regulation. I watched a video to point on this. I watched a video on LinkedIn, I think yesterday. I want to say it was this morning, but I think it was yesterday. And it was a lady who was about ready to have an epileptic seizure. And her dog knew this. And this dog came and laid across her lap, and she kind of pushed him away. And he got back up there, and she started to push him away. And then she started hitting herself. As tends to happen, she was hitting herself in the chest and then in the face and in the head. And this dog knew what it needed to do. This dog took its paws, its arm, its legs, and put it over her arms. This dog enveloped this lady. to stop her from hurting herself. I've used the term stupid dog tons in my life. Hell, I've probably used it 1 or 2 times today. But the truth is, these furry family members that we have all around this house, that you potentially have in your house, as I mentioned to JR this afternoon, those horses that he rides and he holds for veterans, they probably know more about us as a human species than we know about ourselves. They can sense things. Animals are brilliant. It's the reason why animals aren't out there starting wars. How animal therapy helps with PTSD and mental health. Animal therapy provides emotional. I've already read that, so I'm not going to read it again. How it does it? By reducing stress and anxiety, decreasing PTSD symptoms. Veterans and trauma survivors with PTSD often struggle with hypervigilance, nightmares, and social isolation. Service animals, particularly dogs, are trained to recognize signs of panic attacks, night terrors, and flashbacks, offering immediate comfort. I don't think I have to go any further to let you know that this is one reason why you need to take and find the nearest training center and find out what they need. Again, we're not doing these because I think these are the best ways to do things. It's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing this so we can talk about these things. So the next time you hear somebody say, one conversation you hear about how much they love their dog, and the next conversation you hear about how depressed they are. Hey, have you ever maybe thought about getting a PTSD dog? Putting puzzles together, throwing suggestions out there, making sure that people understand everything that's out there for them. We talked a lot today about people's faith. That's one of the things I know I don't have in here. Now watch, I'm going to turn the page and there it's going to be. I'm a spiritual man. I believe in God. I don't practice religion. That's not my thing, okay? But it proves how strong that can be for somebody. Am I ever going to say, you know what, religion, it's a bunch of bunk? What are you doing? No. You know why? Because if it makes you better, it makes you better. You cannot discount people from wanting to be better, for wanting to improve themselves. Animals can also lead to emotional regulation instability. Many PTSD sufferers have difficulty managing emotions, often experiencing anger, numbness, and emotional dysregulation. The unconditional, and that is such a good word there, because you know what? That's like, you've seen them crawl all over me all day long. For some reason, the 3 mutts that we have, they have that unconditional love for me, for Adrian. And Adrian has a great saying, and she said it once and it stuck with me. And it talks about how, we love our dogs. We love having them in our life. But we're the only things in their life. So they're going to guard you. An unconditional companionship of an animal helps individuals feel loved, accepted, and less alone. Taking care of an animal promotes routine and responsibility, in which helps structure in a daily life. It also is encouraging and encourages social interaction. PTSD often leads to withdrawal from society and difficulty forming relationships. Thomas was talking about that earlier, how there's times he cannot get out of his house because why? Because of the things going on out there it just gets to be too much sometimes. Therapy animals encourage communication, helping individuals build trust and engage in social settings, dog parks, walks in the neighborhood, so on and so forth. Hell, there are dog cafes, stuff like that now. Stupid dog. I'm joking. Kind of. I love my dogs. I love my dogs. Participation in group therapy with animals creates a shared bond and reduces the fear of judgment. Types of animal therapy for PTSD and mental health. Service animals, specifically trained for PTSD and anxiety. And this brings up a really good point here, and something that I'm going to look, it should be common knowledge, but maybe it's not. But if you see an animal wearing a vest, please make sure your kids are not rushing up to it. Please make sure that you're not rushing up to it. That dog is more than a pet. That would be like somebody walking up to your kid and petting your kid. Service animals guide their handlers away from stressful situations, interrupt panic attacks and flashbacks. We just talked about this. Provide deep pressure therapy by leaning against or lying on their handler. Wake up individuals from nightmares, retrieve medications, or call for help. Can someone say Lassie? Who knew when Timmy fell down that well, we were talking about a service animal? Sure as hell they didn't think that when they created that show. Emotional support animals. Provides comfort and companionship without specialized training. Reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression and loneliness. And help with emotional grounding during distressing moments. This is a shout out to my friend JR. Equine therapy. Horses are highly sensitive to nonverbal cues and emotions, helping individuals be more aware of their emotions. Encourages confidence, self-awareness, and emotional control, and help trauma survivors establish trust in connection by building relationships with the horse. I think one of the things that I love the most today is when JR's dad, Mike, talked about, do you remember back in the Old West movies how these cowboys, they talked to their horses, they treated their horses in such a compassionate way. There was so much trust and love for the animal, and that's a taught thing. That wasn't something that they just picked up from the movies. I My wife talks fondly about the horses that she's had and her back when she was a racer. It's funny to watch a movie with her when somebody's riding a horse. She calls it improperly. I call it they're probably scared shitless. I'll be honest with you. Again, kind of like the yoga thing. If I were to find myself in some of those yoga positions, that means I broke. I probably snapped in half. You find me on a horse, well, I'm probably drunk and I don't drink anymore. So, and that's probably a horse that's in a lot of pain under my fat ass. Small animal therapy: cats, rabbits, guinea pigs. Cats are smaller pets. Cats and smaller pets are soothing, less overwhelming, and ideal for those with living in smaller living spaces. I would also like to put out there that smaller pets are physically less dangerous for older people. And I only say this because I watch our dog Ghost damn near knock my mother down all the time. Not because he's trying to be mean, because he is such a loving animal. And he sees his dad. He sees Zach coming home, and he can and go and knock him down, and that's fine. That's us doing our thing. Well, he's a dog. He does what he knows. It's pretty dangerous for a lady who has terrible, terrible balance problems. Ideal for individuals with social anxiety or severe trauma who may struggle with human interaction. That one's interesting to me. I guess maybe I would read into this, and please use the chat if I'm wrong. I would read into this that would be, you're more inclined to walk up, as we were just talking about earlier, you're more inclined to walk up and ask to pet someone's dog or their horse, or I don't know if you would their goat or not, but their pot-bellied pig, and I know this one's true. But if someone's sitting there petting a cat, I think the first thing you're going to think is, wow, that person's evil. I know I would. People are going to come up and ask to pet your cat as much. I that's what I am seeing that as. I could be wrong, but I think that's the reason why they came to this conclusion. The act of grooming, feeding, or simply sitting with an animal can be therapeutic. Unencumbered, unending love. Oh my God, this is crazy. But it's right here. I actually kind of wish I could have made this one up. Are you ready? Dolphin therapy and aquatic animal therapy. I guess it's not so damn crazy. Look right behind me. Dolphins have been studied for their ability to enhance mood and cognitive function with trauma survivors. Water-based animal therapy, such as swimming with dolphins or caring for fish, promotes relaxation and stress relief. I will tell you this every morning I come in here, and before I go to work, I'll sit there and I'll stare at my fish for at least 30 minutes. It is very relaxing, the sound of the water, the sound of the pumps. So that's not so weird anymore. Some scientific backing on the research of animal therapy. Harvard Medical School studies interactions with dogs increase oxytocin and serotonin levels, reducing PTSD symptoms. National Institute of Mental Health, PTSD service dogs decrease anxiety, improve sleep. No, they don't. And reduce reliance on medication. You're out of your damn mind. My dogs do not really help me sleep. No, 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 no. They've never had a Rose step on him in the middle of the night when she's getting back up into bed. Smallest dog we got, but she is so damn heavy. American Psychological Association equine therapy significantly improved processing in veterans with PTSD. Please support the Veterans Ranch and other equine therapy programs out there. Success stories and testimonials, veterans and PTSD. Many combat veterans credit their service dogs for helping to regenerate or reintegrate into society, giving them a sense of purpose and security. Children with PTSD and anxiety therapy animals help children who have experienced abuse, neglect, or trauma feel safer and more willing to engage in therapy. And disaster and crisis survivors. Therapy dogs provide comfort to disaster victims, first responders, and trauma survivors, helping them navigate emotional distress. Getting involved in animal therapy. Please, again, if there are any questions, just type them in the comments or fill out the code and win a prize. You can't fill out the code, but you can fill out the form when you scan the code and win a prize. Adopting an emotional support animal. Individuals experience PTSD or mental health challenges can register for an ESA letter through a licensed mental health professional. Applying for a service animal. Organizations like Paws for Purple Hearts, Canines for Warriors, and Canine Companions provide service animals for PTSD. Attending therapy sessions with animals. Many therapists offer equine therapy, therapy dog visits, and group therapy with animals. Volunteering for animal therapy programs, helping at an animal assisted therapy center, shelters, or rescue organizations can be healing in itself. I know when we walked out with our dog, when we walked out with Ghost, the lady who introduced us to Ghost, she knew. I really do. I think that when she saw us come in, she knew Ghost was gone. And when we walked in to go get Ghost, we were looking for a dog, a little dog. Little. Colossal fail on that part. The conclusion. The transformative power of animal therapy. Animal therapy is not just about companionship. It's about rebuilding trust, emotional regulation, and regaining a sense of control over one's life. Whether through service animals, emotional support pets, or therapeutic interactions, animals offer a unique and profound way to heal PTSD and mental health struggles. This next one is going to be kind of weird because we've actually heard a couple people today who mentioned talk therapy and how it was very ineffective for them. But again, that doesn't mean it's ineffective for everyone. So, talk therapy. How talk therapy helps with PTSD and mental health. It's processing trauma safely. PTSD often traps individuals in a cycle of reliving trauma through flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts. Talk therapy provides a structured environment to process traumatic events in a way that reduces their emotional intensity over time. Therapists use evidence based techniques to help patients reframe their experiences and create a healthier relationship with their past. Reducing symptoms of PTSD and anxiety is the second one. Hypervigilance, emotional numbness, panic attacks, and avoidance behaviors are common with PTSD survivors. Therapy teaches individuals how to recognize and manage these responses, helping them regain a sense of control. Techniques like cognitive restructuring and desensitization, that was a tough word for this late at night, help retain the brain's fear response. Emotional regulation and coping strategies. Many individuals with PTSD struggle with anger, irritability, or emotional detachment. Again, remember the stories we listened to today. Without fear of being wrong, I'm pretty sure that those words were said at least 4 or 5 times today. Therapy provides tools for identifying and managing emotional triggers, grounding exercises, deep breathing, and guided exposure techniques, helping individuals cope in everyday situations, improving relationships in social connection. PTSD often leads to isolation, difficulty trusting others, and strained relationships. Therapy helps individuals learn healthy communication and boundary setting. Support groups and family therapy sessions can help repair damaged relationships and build a stronger support system. Types of talk therapy for PTSD and mental health are cognitive behavioral therapy, prolonged exposure therapy, eye movement desensitization. Desensitization and reprocessing uses bilateral stimulation, eye movements, tapping, or sound cues to help the brain reprocess traumatic memories. Intriguing. Help individuals detach overwhelming emotions from their traumatic experience, particularly effective for combat vets and survivors of abuse or disaster. There's also dialectical behavior therapy, group and peer therapy, a couple of free and low cost resources for first responders and veterans. Uh, the Veterans Crisis line 24/7, dial 988, then press 1. PTSD, go to the Veteran Affairs. They offer free PTSD therapy and specialized programs. Go to ptsd.va.gov. www.ptsd.va.gov. Wounded Warrior Talk Program. First Responder Support Network. Code Green campaign, Safe Call Now, the Firefighter Behavioral Alliance, peer support networks. We have programs like Vets for Warriors, Peer to Support from Fellow Veterans, the Headstrong Project, Responder Strong. Their conclusion is you should encourage someone to seek help. Talk to them, encourage them, support them. I have one last video I'm going to share with you guys, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to shut this down. Well, after it's done. Still got an hour and 7 minutes, so. And I'm not even going to be a rebel. I'm not going to shut it down even 1 minute early. Of course, I set my watch ahead by 5 minutes, but nobody needs to know that. I'm going to warn you on this video 2 things. The video is terrible until the very end. My laptop sucks. The audio is terrible till the very end because my laptop sucks. The editing is actually not bad for a guy who doesn't know what the hell he's doing editing. We're going to be talking about these. This is my dad's for serving in the Army from 71 to 74. This is my Uncle Barry's. This entire 22-hour program is dedicated to the memory of this man. This world was so much brighter with him in it. This was a man who suffered for many, many years. Yet when you talk to him, he didn't want to talk about that. He wanted to talk about you. He wanted to talk about what motorcycles. He wanted to talk about fishing. He wanted to talk about the mountains. His cabin. Life, love, kids. His service cost him his life. The exposure to the chemicals that they were using in Vietnam, him and his 2 tours in Vietnam cost him his life. Yet the day his grandson decided to go and join the Marines, he was so proud. And I'll guarantee you that if he were still with us today, and they would call him and say, Barry, we need you to be that sharpshooter that you were trained to be. He'd grab his damn gun and he'd get out there and he'd do the best he could do. He didn't blame the US government. He didn't blame anything. I didn't lose him to suicide. And I know this is a show about mental health and about suicide, but you know what? Quite honestly, and to be a little stingy about it, I created the show. I can dedicate it to him. Because he is a hero. He's always been a hero to me. Ever since I was a kid and he was working at the Colorado Springs Zoo, and then I come to find out that he got bit by an orangutan, and then he got pissed off at the zoo because the zoo wanted to punish the orangutan. And Uncle Barry was like, you're not going to punish a goddamn animal that bit me because I was stupid enough to wear my watch in there. Uncle Barry volunteered to take me to school once, take me to high school, and I told him, hey, do me a favor, go on ahead and just drop me off here. See, I needed to do that because I needed to sneak over to the convenience store that was right there by the high school and buy my cigarettes without, Uncle Barry kind of looked at me and he goes, you think I'm stupid? And I'm like, oh, what? He walked in and he walked out with a pack of cigarettes for him and a pack of cigarettes for me. I think I was 16. Yeah, because I was in high school, so I would have had to have been close to 16. When I went to go get my CDO, Uncle Barry would call me and he'd ask how I was. And he would say things like, and please forgive me, this is going to get a little vulgar here. He would say things like, have you quit that goddamn fake company of yours? No, Uncle Barry, I didn't because I need to get my training to be a real truck driver. Understand, please, I was in my late 30s, early 40s, and I was still talking like alfalfa. He sends a message to me in his deathbed saying, if you would have just talked to me, I would have trained you how to drive a damn truck. The man smoked more pot than humanly possible. And I told this story a couple days ago, and I just want to rehash it because, it's special to me. We were down here. I was in my office, and Dad and Uncle Barry were down here, and they were just sucking down the joints like I suck down oxygen. And I got so high, got so contact high. I don't smoke pot. Okay. I used to do the gummies, the THC gummies. After I quit smoking cigarettes, I couldn't go back and start smoking anything. It was just not, it wasn't good. As I've mentioned many times, I do have an addictive personality. When I do something, I want to win a prize for it. When I smoked, I wanted to smoke more than anybody in the world. When I drank, I wanted to drink more than anybody in the world. I wanted a ribbon. But we're sitting in here, we're sitting down here and talking, and it's right around Thanksgiving, and it was so funny because across my phone, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already guessed, I'm not a huge Trump fan. Okay, I'm just not, and that's kind of putting it lightly. But something came across my phone, and Uncle Barry loved that guy. And the words came across my phone. Donald Trump has Donald Trump issues, or Donald Trump talks issues with Turkey. I took it that Donald Trump was talking about his issues with the bird turkey. And we're talking about the country. I was so secondhand smoke high. I mean, I was blitzed. He was one of the true heroes in my life just because he was him. I'm not sure if I could have found a better person to admire if I searched for decades. I both hate and love the fact that he's gone because he's no longer in pain, but I'm always going to miss him. I asked Bart to help me honor him one last time. And this is the video of him, Bart, with Veterans Honoring Veterans, honoring and talking about it and honoring both my father and my Uncle Barry. When we get back, I'm going to say some thank yous. We're going to discuss what else we need to talk about to get through some of these therapy things because you know what? I wanted to get through a lot more therapy than what we did. But I'll share with you how we can do that. Again, video, crappy. Audio, crappy. Editing, crappy, but pretty damn good for a guy who doesn't know what he's doing. Please enjoy this. And please support Veterans Honoring Veterans. And you can do that through the Community Pay It Forward program.
Hey everybody, we've got a special event going on, part of Mission for Healthy Heroes, and one of our greatest friends in the world, Mr. Bart Bartholomew. How you doing?
Very good, Jack. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, you know what, you and I, we got together about 4 years ago.
About 5 years.
5 years ago, yeah. It's, time just kind of flies and ashes in, but we got together 5 years ago when you did something so very important to us, and you wanted to find a special place for some donations, and you came to us. And can you tell the story on why that was important to you?
Absolutely. I just lost my wife. She passed away in April of 2020. And as all grieving spouses do, they need to clean out the closets. Some good soon, some good later. I had quite a few clothes from my wife, so I was contacted by a friend, mutual friend of Zach's, Sandy Campbell.
Yeah, Sandy Campbell. Yeah.
And she told me about Zach's giving, and I contacted him, met him over at his place in Greeley, saw his operation, saw people there selecting stuff that he'd already collected. So it made my heart feel good that I knew my wife's stuff was going to go to probably pretty decent people, because the people I saw there were well-paid people. But anyway, long story short, we made that connection on that day, and I had previously started a nonprofit myself. I shared my nonprofit with him, and then as time went on, Zach and I started working together, a few different old podcasts and interviews, stuff like that. So my Veterans Honoring Veterans and his community Pays Forward became partners, and we've been working together now, like I say, for 5 years. So I want to thank Sandy, and I want to thank you and all you've done. So, and then what you're still doing. It's more than what you had in Greeley with those Connex boxes that you spread all over the place, and what you're doing now for the community, and as much time that you spend on podcasts, and some of the people that you add on your podcast, that mind blowing. So I want to really take my hat off to you, Zach, for where you started and where you are right now, and thanks for the best of your ass, and doing a good job. I appreciate it.
You know what? The truth is that everything that we do would be useless without organizations like yours. Dad, you are a recipient of one of the awards from Veterans Honoring Veterans. Can you maybe tell people a little bit about what you felt when you were issued this?
Well, the statue itself, is detailed beautifully, really. So, just the idea that you can get recognition or, accomplishments that some people don't appreciate at all, and some people will, because they understand that that's our country, right? That's what makes us us. So it is nice to get that recognition. I mean, and it's even got, like, I was from Berlin, so it's got that Berlin. So it's personal. It's not just, it's just not a thing. It's personal. You even got the name on it. Anyway, it means a lot, and it's something very necessary to help heal some of our wounds. And that's what I think this can do.
You're more than welcome. I'm honored to be here.
Let me ask you, how so cute this work, but when you ever get that feeling that when you see that, when you get to the end of Veterans, there and go, my God, somebody remembered that I did something more than myself.
Well, he kind of hit on describe the sculpture and the detail of the sculpture. It's very well done. It reflects what they did when they were in service. That was a branch against the Ministry Army. And to hear him describe how it felt to get recognition after all the years he got out. And when he was out of the military, that was it. And all of a sudden, somebody said, like yourself, I said, Dad, you have some kind of space we'd like to have you come join us. Because you got to really kind of have no idea until you saw it. And even though it's only a 10-inch, 15-inch little statue, it means a lot. Then when you describe it, that actually cake. The statue of cake. You see your name, cake, your branch of service, and the Army had would live, and this goes to everybody. That's what by the first place the same way. That just is the satisfaction and the making you feel like, wow, you know, I did well. So, but no, it means so much for the very second of the and everyone hear that we're doing every month at a restaurant, and we did in all and it was a fundraiser that was, and it was private. Uh, it was something that I invited to. In fact, I talked about, hey, how we could maybe get some of the veterans, the local veterans and statues. So we added, and it turned out to be a pretty good event. There's a lot of people there that got to see how you reacted to the statue, and I think we did a caution.
Yes, I was just going to talk to Mom about that. Doing something in which this is very special to me, part because you're going to do it again for us. You're going to do it again for this family sitting in front of you. When we did the one, we had just lost so, and we were able to put Uncle Bill's information. The ship he spent time on the most. You know, we were able to do it with the family, and we were able to make this personalized because we were able to put the information on there. That, you know, maybe it's not something that people talk about, but it's something we should talk about. I mean, it's good to know.
Well, it is, and your Army is just like a Navy. We don't put patches on their Navy uniform like the Army did, but we have those patches on the ship. Each one has a special patch, and we might have that patch sitting in a pile of stuff at home. It's not on the uniform, but when we see it on that on name plate, and knowing even though Bill was not there, the family could play message that Uncle Bill served on, and that was the patch. And they can look it up and then read the history about that shit. Knowledge creation, or look up your patch and find out a little bit more about that unit. Lynn. There's history about every one of those things. That's what the ancestors got to be able to do when the grandchildren, or the grandchildren, see the statue. Nice. Grandpa, look what Grandpa had. It's pretty cool. And with the AI, artificial intelligence, and all the internet stuff, we can do an awful lot. So it just missed the much that day. And, USL is the guy that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. You did accept that, and you talked to Aunt Pat all the time, Uncle Bill's wife. What was your feeling? What does she say about it?
Bill served for 35 years.
Yeah.
He served on the USS Nimitz. At the same time, my brother was on the Nimitz, and they didn't know that they were either one of them there. Bill was a Master Chief, and he took his office very, very strongly. He knew what he was supposed to do, what he needed to do, and he went after it. My sister Pat, she had to be by herself with 3 children quite often, but when Zach gave her the statue for Bill, she said somebody actually cares that he served as long as he did, and she was really proud that Bill would get a statue to let him know how much.
Never happy to show.
Yeah, it was given to my sister with you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought. Then also, they had 2 Navy men that was at his celebration of life, and they also handed the statue to my sister Pat and explained what they felt.
Yeah.
Adrian.
Okay, so of course we're going to have a bit of technical issues because of what this is, but we're going to continue. Bart, this story that you asked me to tell is so cute. We at this event where we did the presentation for my uncle and my dad, we gave a statue to a Korean. He was a War vet. And somebody didn't get the information in time, so he was too busy to get the information in time. And but what we were able to do was we were able just to give them. I don't want to call them dummy statues. I'm going to call them dummy statues. They were just the statues for sample. And you handed that little old man that statue, and I remember him treating that like he just won an Oscar. He did not want to give it up. And we had to constantly tell him, "Sir, we're going to get you one that's personalized." He still didn't want to give it up, did he?
No.
Yeah. This is
It was pretty funny.
yeah. This is something. This does mean a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It certainly does. And what you're talking about is I have display statues carried in a tote bag, in a big tote suitcase, and that's when we gave it that one of our display statues, and that's no information about him. And but he did not listen, did not want to hear that. So he received that statue. It was his statue, and now we're going to take it away in just about 5 minutes.
Yeah, there was almost violence right there in that park, and we almost got ran by a little guy.
We got him on the shot. I know. I heard from the family how much he appreciated it. So it turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. I also think it was really cool that we were able to give one posthumously to the family that the VFW was named after. So
And I really fail to remember the name. You're right. It's the grandson, if I recall.
right, yeah, it was in Hull, so
Yeah.
and I can't remember the
I
name
can't
either.
either. But yeah, the grandson, some of the family would present the statue to the grandson, which was also really well received.
Yeah. Well, Dad, I got to ask you a question. What war were you in? What war did you serve in?
I served in the Berlin War. No, I was in Berlin, so I wasn't in the war. Technically, I was out doing other stuff.
No, there's no shame in that. I'm doing this. I'm doing this to prove a point. Art, you don't have to be in conflict to get one of these statues.
Well, I'm glad that this came up. I've been on a campaign for the last year and a half, 2 years, as I interview veterans and ask them where they serve, when they serve. They'll tell me, well, I was in Vietnam era.
Yeah.
And then I right there. I'm going to say to all you that there is no Vietnam era. There was no Vietnam War era. There was no World War II era. There was no World War I era. And now there's no Afghan and Iraqi. But the only era is Vietnam. And again, that was such a protest defeated war that someone decided that they were going to make it tough for the soldiers and Marines and sailors about certain infantry that they had to be classified as era. So my explanation to everyone about everybody and then try to understand this. During World War II, drafted. Some of them went to Europe, some did not. When they all came, so everyone has to do world and one leaders. Whether they served in that Vietnam or they saw combat or not, they were all World War veterans. The same thing with World War II. There was another truth. In fact, all of them were drafted because they needed them. They men, turbo, no one got tagged era. Every military person, every civilian that goes in raise their right hand and says, I promise to uphold the Constitution of the United States, friendly, foreign, all that stuff goes along with it. I promise the country that they're going to do whatever asked them to do. So they might have to go to Berlin, they might have to go to Europe, they might have to go somewhere else, not, but Europe, Berlin could have stood up, stabbed him to go to Vietnam. You were, you could get called up. So your possibility of still serving is there. So that's just because you're not lucky. Every ship Pacific, US, which is all the ships on the Atlantic. We were battles with the two countries, Japan and Europe. So we were the so every veteran during the time now if it was peacetime, then you say I did not serve during the time of war. I was in between wars, and that's perfectly fine. But if you was in during that conflict and you were in the 70s, it wasn't over until 75, so you was in Vietnam, so you were in Vietnam.
Now, one thing I mean, we were in Berlin, right? Truthfully, because we were surrounded by other people, the time that they thought that we would be will stand about 15 minutes. So really, it's not like we were in danger. And plus, we had that mostly mine operating gang that was blowing up NCOs in Germany at that time. We even had some in our building academy, you know. So, you know, it's not like, you know, you're not served.
And I brought that up because you had conflicts.
Yeah.
You had situations.
You know what? No,
You was war. You were in a situation where you had to yourself and the people around you. So thanks for bringing that up. That's really important too.
Well, and the truth about all of this is that, you know what, they wouldn't have acted as a team without what my father was doing in a different area.
Took every soldier, Marine, and every sailor to help protect them.
yeah, and every family member
Right.
Oh yeah.
behind
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
Because Lola was there, and back when we were people, we would have got, you know, overran in 15 minutes on each other.
Yep.
And he, you know, it's something.
Well, we've come to the time that I've been thinking about how this was going to happen for quite a while. And as many of you know who are regulars to any of my shows, my family had a very, very difficult loss just recently. He did have 2 tours in Vietnam, and his service, him being around some of the chemicals that they were using in the service, finally caught up and cost him his life just a little over 3 weeks ago. And Bart, again, I asked you to honor him. My Uncle Barry did grow up in Otis, Colorado, right next to my father. And I was going to take this statue. I was going to accept this statue. But I thought better that, would you do me the honor of presenting my parents with my Uncle Barry's statue?
It would be my honor. So yes.
Thank you, sir.
Might be a balance.
We know that.
So what we have here, I'm going to show it to the camera first. We have a Marine Corps statue, and we have a Marine Corps statue, and similar to yours, how it's designed and how it's detailed. It's just it's immaculate. But at the bottom on the nameplate, it's got the Marine Corps emblem on the left-hand side, and it's got EFC, which stands for Private First Class Terry Clayton, United States Marines, 1965 to 1969, Vietnam. And then on the bottom of it's got the 3 Vietnam ribbons. It's got the defense ribbon, it's got the Vietnam campaign ribbon, but it's also got the Vietnam service ribbon. And on the right-hand side, which was actually did 2 tours, he was injured, and he received the Purple Heart. And besides the Purple Heart, I did tell Jack that I was going to put the Vietnam campaign ribbon and the medal on there as well. So this is what Barry's statue looks like, or that's his nameplate. And on behalf of veterans, honored veterans, I would like to present this posthumously for your brother, Barry.
Thank you. Barry was always a fighter. He had Marine, Merchant Marine, but even in high school, he'd go run up mountains, and, I couldn't go across the street. But he was a Marine and patriot. And after he got out of the Army, Marine, he still was a patriot, because he still loved his country, he still loved his flag, he still loved the world. But he still was a patriot, and he wanted people to recognize how important people like him were. He had a job, from what I understand, in Nam, where he had to be in the back line and stuff like that. And I can just imagine they had the right guy driving them. Anyway, I want to thank you for Barry, because he's been my hero for a long time. Perfect.
My dear friend,
You are welcome. Thanks.
that means so much to me that you've been a part of what we've done at Community Pay It Forward here on mission to help the heroes. And I want to tell you that there is nobody that deserves more thanks than you do when it comes to it, because this really does mean so much. And you've said it before that we just offer a silly little statue, and I've had to correct you once or twice and say you're really giving back the memory of service, and I want to thank you.
Got me again. Veterans honoring veterans using the QR code that you see right there in the corner. They can continue to do this work. We need to make sure that there are people who are out there. We need more people like Bart. We need more organizations like Veterans Honoring Veterans. Please help us support them. Introducing Shop, Click, and Pick, the simplest way to support those doing good in communities everywhere. We understand that shopping is a necessity, but with a slight adjustment, you can make a huge difference without spending any extra money. Here's how it works. Please visit communitypayitforward.us and navigate to the Find Your Partners tab. Discover our verified giving partners, which are trusted allies ready to meet your needs. Shop with any of the partners that resonate with you. Click a picture of the receipt or invoice, then pick the mission partner you wish to support and use their QR code to send the receipt directly to us. After that, all you have to do is sit back and enjoy your purchases, knowing that you've made a meaningful change for someone in need. Community Pay It Forward amplifies your business's impact by sharing the story of those who require your services, rallying support for those who need us all. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. The presentations are more they are so important to these men and women. They're more than just it's more than just, here you go, slap on the ass and pass them through. This is really, when Bart sits there and he talks about how, you've got his name, you've got his rank, you got the U.S. Marine Corps logo, you got his years of service, you got the Vietnam, you got the Purple Heart, and you got the Vietnam Medal on there. And then also, of course, you got the 3 ribbons down below. Those 3 ribbons are the campaign ribbons for Vietnam. Any of our vets understand? Any of our wartime vets know exactly what they are. For different campaigns. Those statues are available for men, women, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. Not quite Space Force yet, But I'll guarantee you, as soon as he can, he'll get Space Force in there. We had a wonderful show today. Yes, we've still got 22 minutes. Yeah, I'm probably going to be talking a little bit slow. I'm a little bit tired. But I'm also energized. I'm energized that we had conversations today that matter. I'm energized that we had a conversation of two individuals who were talking about, you know what? These are the reasons why the VA makes me feel left out. It wasn't just I'm going to come in and kick down the door and say, F the VA. It was an actual discussion on why it happened, what they were feeling, what Jeremy goes through with his dad, you know, and truth is, I watch my dad, who has terrible problems with a couple health issues. Can't get regular insurance, can't afford it. Can't get Medicaid, doesn't qualify. Medicare doesn't really cover crap. Supplemental insurance is garbage. So we should be able to turn to the VA, right? The VA is going to fix things. That's what they should be there for, right? I want to say this to all of you working at the VA. God bless you. Thank you. I don't ever want to come across that this is an indictment on the hard work that you do. I talk a lot of crap about a lot of medical things. I've had terrible experiences with medical treatments. Stop me if you heard this one before. I walked around for 3 years with a broken neck because they put me in a neck brace. They put plates in my face and in my skull, but they never took an image of my neck. And my neck was broken. They made sure that we did plenty of neck stretches and stuff like that, which were, continuing to do damage. But yeah, no images. I think it was said best by, when it was brought up, that, you know what, look, we, the people who care, the people who care, need to stand up together. Republican, Democrat, Independent, monkey tosser, caterpillar, I don't care. We need to reach out to our representatives. We need to reach out to our congressmen. We need to do something. Maybe we need to start, I don't know, maybe we need to start a letter that states, we, the people. See how many actually remember that phrase, because it's a pretty damn important phrase. But maybe we can start a letter that says, we, the people, are sick and tired of our veterans, our heroes being sick and tired. We talked about kids. We're sick and tired watching our kids go hungry. I wouldn't claim to have all the answers. I would not dare to claim to have all the answers. I will tell you this. And this is something that in some circles may not be a popular statement. But this is a statement made by Zach Clayton at 11:43 p.m. February 22nd, 2025. And I will stand by it for as long as I live. There is nobody working in grocery stores, fast food restaurants, gas stations, lawyers' offices, the White House, Congress, the House of Representatives. None of them should make more money than our veterans make, than our heroes make, the ones that are in the line of duty. None of them. There's a lot of BS about raising minimum wage. Minimum wage hasn't been raised forever. Minimum wage, told a couple times today about how when they were in places with their families on bases, United States military bases, that the families had to be on food stamps if they qualified. We could sit here and have another debate, another 22-hour podcast on the BS that people have to go through on qualifying for, for certain things. Well, somebody can sit here for 22 hours and have a, no, I'm not going to do that. These kids are taken from their parents, from their homes, from their schools. Some of them know everything they need to know, and none of them know a damn thing about life yet. They are given control of the most expensive, the most technical equipment in the world. They get training every day, every minute of every hour, how to use that stuff, how to use it properly. They get trained on the secrets. They get trained on all of this stuff. Yet when they get out, they lose jobs to people who went to college and don't have real life experience. It's ridiculous. It's insane. I'm not saying college is bad. I'm not saying college is bad at all. I'm just saying that, you know what, if it was somebody that was, and this is coming from somebody who did not serve, I'm just saying that, you know what, if somebody was in charge of extremely high-tech equipment that was there to save my life, would I want a college student or would I want somebody who has worked on and with the best of the best? I'll choose the people with experience, even though they may not have a degree. Every day. Every day. We, the people, are tired of this garbage. Put down your wallet and think about we, the people. It's a heavy statement. Not very well worded either. But hey, we got AI to, word it better for us now, right? We unfortunately do not have a winner of the yoga, prize. It's a little disappointing. I'll be honest with you. You guys did great. Look, I'm not gonna complain at all. You guys did great today. The little counter over in the corner, it hit 0 a couple times, but you know when that was? When we switched over. There are some of you who have been with us all day long. And there are a lot of you who have come in and out and in and out and in and out. This was the first year that I had guests that were talking about, when you were talking to that other guest that you had earlier in the day, you guys were talking, that has never happened before. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, okay, not now. I'm going to bed now. Not now, but now in 10 minutes now. But Monday morning, we start on Mission for Healthy Heroes 2026. I'm going to ask for your help. This is something that was the brainchild of Community Pay It Forward, and I'm proud of that. But this is something that cannot happen without you. And imagine this. This is something that if we all work together a little bit more, maybe we can start putting the fear of a deity in someone's hearts and maybe start making them think a little bit about some of the stupid stuff that they do and the deadly stuff that they don't. Let's get together. Let's have a conversation. You can reach me at my card, which is right here. For my card, one of our wonderful Community Pay It Forward giving partners. Thank you to Alicia Alexander, who joined us very early this morning. Thank you to Rob Homan and Timothy Mabry. And Rob, you the man. You got stuck yesterday, had to go to a trampoline park with your grandkids today, and you were on the show with us this morning with a catheter. You're the man. You win. J.R. Smith, Michael Smith, and I'm sorry, but I cannot remember his name. And board members, thank you all. Dr. George Grant, Diane Rossau, Anissa Huda, William Wacker. I'm sorry we didn't get a hold of each other. Terry Thompson, thank you. Adrian, my beautiful wife, thank you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouragement. And thank you for being here. Thank you for seeing the need and saying, you know what? We're going to be part of this. Thank you. Jan, I love you, sweetie. Thank you. Michael Hasted, I'm sorry that we were unable to get connected. We're going to try to get connected with you and have you on the website, on a podcast. Johnny Campbell, thank you. Noah Hodgkin, we unfortunately didn't get connected. Les Simpson, and J.W. Wilson, thank you guys. We talked a lot about what we talked about. I thought it was a fantastic segment. I think that we made a lot of inroads, and I think that there's a lot of introductions coming your guys' way because there was a lot of talk there, and the talk continued for a while. Thomas C. Long. You're amazing, brother. You're amazing. I don't know what else to say. First off, you stepped up. You helped us out. You helped create this year's machine. Veteran Biz Connect. You know a veteran who's a business owner? Reach out to Veteran Biz Connect. Here, let me go on ahead and put the banner back out there so you can get the more information, especially now that I got his email right. Hopefully. Jeff Pearson was on the road, so he was unable to hook up with us. But Jeff and I next month will be doing weekly podcasts on head injury. Jeff started Hydro with Hope, talking about hydrocephalus. And of course, as I mentioned many times, I had my head injury, my TBI, and my issues. March is head injury awareness month. So we will be doing stuff all of next month. Jeff Jeffries, thank you. George Glass, thank you. Jesse Moore, thank you. Todd Lingell, thank you, brother. It was great to see you again. Kurt, thank you. Kurt, thanks. I do appreciate it. I really appreciate that you brought your wife. And that way we had, a responsible member of your family. Thank you. Jason McNamara. Mr. Z. Nick, Tim, Jeremy, and Scott. Thank you all. Thank you to everybody who commented. Thank you to everybody who participated. Thank you and congratulations to Thomas McNichols, who walked away today with a For My card. It is time that we're done talking. It is time that we start actions. Every Monday, for the next foreseeable future, I will be recording a segment talking about one of these treatment plans every Monday morning. I will add them to the webpage. I will also add the document to the webpage because there's a lot of information about free and discounted places that you can tell people about. We will start this book and we will find places that people can go to. We will find places that people can afford, and we will find help for the people who need it. I need your help to make sure that happens. So join me every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain, which means noon East, on all of the channels that you're on right now. Things Network, Community Pay It Forward, Impact channels. I'm on there every morning, every Monday morning at 10 a.m. for Footprints Forward. Let's make sure that we keep moving in a forward movement, because no matter how softly you walk, you always leave footprints. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channel. I want to thank you very much for participating and joining us this year for the 2025 Mission for Healthy Heroes. Please remember, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. And if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. If you got the extra hoodie, put it in your car and give it to somebody who's suffering with the elements. If you've got extra food, put it in the hillbilly Tupperware, get it to somebody who's suffering with hunger. You don't need it, they need it. Please love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. It is 12 o'clock. That is 22 hours. I am done. Thank you. Good night. And hey, let's do it again next year, huh?